Now, I want to know from you whether or not Debra Medina, the woman Republican gubernatorial candidate, is better than the other Republican woman gubernatorial candidate, based on that conversation only. Now, remember, we haven't heard from Kay Bailey Hutchison. Not that we haven't been trying for the last 3 years, okay? Up to and including when she announced. We have thrown phone call after phone call after phone call to Kay Bailey Hutchison. No response. None. You know, that's one of the cool things about the highway of politics. You know, you don't want to step on the gas, you get past. So I want to know whether Debra Medina is a better Republican candidate for governor than Kay Bailey Hutchison. 214-787-1570, 800-583-1570 outside the Metroplex, pound KLIF on your AT&T wireless telephone. Larry on your cell phone. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Hello. I'd like to ask a question of...
Yeah, except she's gone now. We let her go. I need to ask you the question. Oh. Do you believe that she is a better Republican female candidate than Kay Bailey Hutchison for governor?
Yes, I do. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, why?
I don't hear Ms. Hutchinson offering any of the things that she's offering us and what she's telling us here on the radio.
All right, here we go. Thanks very much. I appreciate it. I want to know from you whether or not you believe that Debra Medina is a better Republican candidate for governor than Kay Bailey Hutchison. We'll get to the governor, current governor, Rick Perry, in just a couple of seconds. But right this second, I want to know whether or not you believe she's a better candidate. Let's talk to John in Louisville. John, welcome to the Wells Report here on Talk Radio 570 KLIF.
Hey, JD, I mean, Republican, Democrat, I don't think that matters. I think she's just a better person all around. I like the way she gave her answers. You can hear her true feelings about it. She just come out and spoke up. She had the ganas, the chutzpah to get up and say and take a side. I like that in her. She's got my vote for the primary.
So coming up to the Republican primary, you don't think it's a Republican or Democrat issue?
No, I think it's the right issue. The right.
Well, because the reason I'm bringing that up, John, is because Democrats don't run in the Republican primary. So obviously it is to a degree. You know, you've got to find out.
I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a party thing right now because that's the way Texas is.
Exactly. Yes. So when you start talking about that, that's all well and good and everything, and I understand that we don't need another politician of either party, John. I agree. We don't need another politician. We've had all we need. Nothing has gotten done. Nothing. We don't have roads. We don't have a secure border. We don't have anything that we want in this state. We don't have good education. Politicians have been playing around with it forever. How about a Texan? How about a neighbor? But getting through the Republican process, that's going to be tough. She's got 2 Republican standard bearers that she's got to beat. She has to beat Rick Perry, a sitting governor. She has to beat Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison. Yeah, it's about Democrats and Republicans. It is about that. And sooner or later, if Debra Medina is going to be the next governor of Texas, she's going to have to get the Republican Party of Texas behind her. And that is my single greatest fear about her candidacy. Right there. How is she going to get that done? I'll tell you how she's going to get it done. It's going to be because people vote for her. People. In droves. Tom in Arlington, welcome to the Wells Report here on Talk Radio 570 KLIF. Do you think that Debra Medina is a better female Republican gubernatorial candidate than Kay Bailey Hutchison?
Well, J.D., my brother, it all depends on what your definition of better is.
Well, how about your definition of better? Let's start with that.
Well, Hutchison has lost all my votes, so that's out of the picture there. You know, Medina is a newcomer. She doesn't have the political clout that Hutchison has, but she seems to have the honest effort to get out there and want to do what needs to be done.
Well, I certainly hope so, because that's what it's going to take. We are going to have somebody like that.
Exactly.
All right, thanks very much. Kim in Whitney, welcome to the Wells Report here on Talk Radio 570 KLIF.
Hey, John David, I would definitely vote for her. She is a strong candidate for Republican governor. She stands up for states' rights, and she is willing to exert those rights. And I think that in this particular political climate with the federal administration we have, she's what we need.
All right. Thanks very much. I appreciate it. Ms. Connie in Arlington, welcome to the Wells Report here on Talk Radio 570 KLIF.
Yeah, I have 2 words. It's humility and non-elite. And as long as you're that and you're new blood, I think it's just going to take a while to corrupt this woman. But other than that, she has sound principles.
Yeah, you like what she said?
Mm-hmm.
What did she like? What did you like that she said the most?
I liked basically her direct answers and on the border control.
Yeah, I didn't let her up. I didn't let up on that. Yeah, I put her through some paces. Those were tough questions. They really were. But I wanted to make sure that she could do it, and she could for an hour and a half. I mean, that was a political marathon right there. She did well. Ed in Plano, welcome to the Wells Report on Talk Radio 570 KLIF. Is Debra Medina a better female Republican gubernatorial candidate than Kay Bailey Hutchison?
Oh, absolutely. I've had several communications with Ms. Hutchinson over the illegals and our borders, and she is so wishy-washy. I just love this lady, but unfortunately, the political steamroller will just not let her get any chance at all. I wonder, because the political steamroller, in order to get what it has to get done, the political steamroller has to roll over us. Can that happen? Let me ask you another question about Debra Medina. Is she a better Republican gubernatorial candidate than Rick Perry? Yes or no, and why? You tell me next. Trey in Plano, welcome to the Wells Report here on Talk Radio 570 KLIF. Is Debra Medina a better Republican gubernatorial candidate than Rick Perry?
Well, I have to say you're setting the bar pretty low. I could throw a rock and hit an aardvark to be a better candidate than those two.
Well, yeah, okay, so you're saying that Debra Medina is a better candidate than those two?
Well, I think the timing is right. I think normally that the politicians, the slick guys with all the connections would be overwhelming. But I think the tide is turning, and if people are like me, sick of politicians and the slick pan answers paid for by who knows who, I think Debra Medina she's the answer to me. I've had no enthusiasm for the gubernatorial race till I learned about her.
All right. Keith in Rome, welcome to the Wells Report here on Talk Radio 570 KLIF. Do you believe that Debra Medina is a better Republican gubernatorial candidate than Rick Perry?
Well, if she's not a lawyer, yes.
I don't think she is a lawyer.
Oh, she is.
I don't think, no, she's a nurse. She's not a lawyer.
Okay, then she's got, more credibility right there than anybody that I can think of. Is it me, or did Rick Perry move from the left to the center when Kay started threatening her run?
Could be.
I mean, that's what it seemed to me. It seemed like he was just as bad as anybody else that is called a politician until she decided to get into the race, or the rumors of her getting into the race was there. And as far as Kay Bailey Hutchison, I have absolutely no respect for her. I used to think she was pretty cool, but, she's just like all the rest.
All right. Thanks very much. I appreciate your time. Let's talk to Don in Dallas. Welcome to the Wells Report here on Talk Radio 570 KLIF.
Mr. Wells, a pleasure to talk to you again.
Thank you.
I liked her very much. I thought she spoke well to your question, which was real tough. I do have a disagreement with one of your other callers called in and said she wouldn't have a chance. I'd rather have someone who tried, who didn't make it, than someone who could make it, who didn't try.
Or I'd like to be in the company of somebody who's given it a go, as opposed to somebody that doesn't believe they have to. And the political machines, certainly in Texas, are powerful enough to be able to have great sway. But that all comes down to the one statement I made a moment ago. The political steamroller, in order for it to be successful, it has to roll over us. And something tells me, in order to do that, we have to let it. I say it's time to stop letting the political steamrollers roll over us. Whether you're a Democrat or whether you're a Republican, it's time for some backbone, Texan style. Phil in Dallas, welcome to the Wells Report here on Talk Radio 570 KLIF.
Debra Medina is far and away a 10 times better candidate for the Republican candidacy for governor than Rick Perry. Not even close. Rick Perry is finished. He's damaged goods. He only got 40% or so in the last election when he got reelected as it was.
Well, yeah, and that's something I'm going to be talking about here in just a little minute, because I do have one other question that I couldn't ask Ms. Medina. I couldn't ask her, but I'll ask you about her. And that'll be coming up here in just a couple of minutes. You need to stick around for that. Steve and Hazel, you get the next word here on Talk Radio 570 KLIF. Hi.
Excellent. I think Medina is far and above Perry. I liked Perry years ago at first, but over the years it seems like his judgment's just been chipped away with the trans corridor issue, when he was pushing the vaccinations for the girls. And I liked the way Debra addressed things directly. She didn't waver from your questions. And just all around, I think she's going to be maybe she is.
All right. Thanks very much.